This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you everyone for coming. I want to thank Rabbi Yossi for organizing the food. And as always, we thank Rabbi Schoenfeld for making the whole learning possible. Baruch Hashem, we're ready together many years, or maybe almost 10 years already. I think so, since I'm here. And we thank Rabbi Schoenfeld for ensuring that we're able to continue getting together. And we wish him many years of Hatzlacha here in the shul with his family, Gesundheit. Regarding making Siyumim in the 9 days, so the question, really, is it proper to sort of orchestrate, finagle a Siyum to the 9 days? So we really didn't have to finagle it too much, a little bit. We basically, we're about an Amud there, so we did an Amud today. But in general, is it permitted, this minhag of making Siyumim in the 9 days? I found in the Masoras Moshe, the Moshe says, Medina, it's mutter to make a Siyum even after Zayin Av. He says the hotels complain that, what are they going to serve their kosher clients? And the camps say, kids don't eat milchiks. So Moshe says, l'chol hapachas, it makes people learn more. So Moshe says, Medina, you could even make a Siyum after Zayin Av. On another occasion, Rav Moshe said, it's better to avoid doing it after Zayin. But he says, if be'emes, you have a Siyum, then it's not the worst thing in the world to make a Siyum. L'chol hapachas, people will be learning more. But I saw brought down, interesting idea, that when the yeshiva Kol Torah was built, so Rav Shlomo Zalman spoke, and Rav Shlomo Zalman quoted a Pri Megadim. Pri Megadim says that even though when you build a home, you're supposed to make an amma by amma empty as a zecher l'chorben, but in a shul and a Beis HaMedrash, you don't have to make a zecher l'chorben. Why not? Says the Pri Megadim, b'makoim Torah, there's no chorben. There is no chorben b'makoim Torah. So Rav Shlomo Zalman says that in a yeshiva, he said at the occasion of the chinuch of yeshiva Kol Torah, that in this yeshiva, it's keilu we're boineh, a small chelik of the Beis HaMikdash, because b'makoim chorben, b'makoim Torah ein chorben. So similarly, they bring in the name of Rav Lezer Gordon, and I heard that Rav Gusman said the same thing, that's the inyan of a Siyum in the 9 days. That we look at it as a legal loophole. Really, you're not to eat meat. But if you make a Siyum, so then you sort of create a Yom Tif and you override the Chorben. So Blazer Gordon says, no, that's not the Pshat. The Lamdus is, b'makoim Torah, there is no Chorben. It's not a legal loophole, but in fact, it's a way of sort of uprooting the Avelos from the beginning. Especially it's brought in the Sifrei Chasidus, that during this time of the year, the Koyches HaTumah are very prevalent. And the Koyach HaTumah, more than anything else, wants to prevent the making of a Siyum. So they say, it's brought down in the Sifrei Remez, the Samach Mem Aleph Lamed is Rashi Teva, Siyum Mesechta Ein Lasais. The Koyach HaTumah is, do whatever you want, just don't make a Siyum. So the way to overcome the Koyach HaTumah is by making a Siyum. So Baruch Hashem, we were Zocheh to do that. Let's just read the end of Mesechta Beah, the last answer of the Gemara. The Gemara has a kasha. The Mishnah says that the opinion of Rabbi is that range animals that don't come back at all during the course of the year are muksa. Gemara asks, that means Rabbi holds of muksa. But we know Rabbi often explains the shita of Reb Shimon. Reb Shimon's shita is ein muksa. Reb Shimon holds there's only muksa if you're doicha biyadayim. But if it's just lo asik adaite, there's no such thing as muksa. So how could the Mishnah say that according to Rabbi, there's a category of muksa when you have a range animal that never returns, but Rabbi holds ein muksa? So the final answer of the Gemara is, Rabbi is saying it in the shita of the Rabbanon. L'didi ein muksa. I hold there's no such thing as muksa. So range animals will never be muksa. But according to you that you do hold of muksa, you'd be maida to me that if the animal goes out to pasture Pesach time and and comes back by the first rain, so that's not a range animal, that's a domesticated animal. The Bayas is saying you'd be maida to me that is not muksa, meaning I hold ein muksa. But you who hold yesh muksa, you will be maida that's not muksa because it's a domesticated animal. V'amru le Rabbanon will say back, no. Loi midbari is saying they are still considered domesticated animals. even if they return Bervia Rishina. Hadron alach mashilan perois uslikol mesechta Beitza. Hadron alach mesechas Beitza v'hadron chalon. Daitan alach mesechas Beitza v'daita chalon. Le'nisna shem minach mesechas Beitza v'le'sisna shem minan le'ba'oma hadem v'le'ba'oma da'aseh. Hadron alach mesechas Beitza v'hadron chalon. Daitan alach mesechas Beitza v'daita chalon. Le'nisna shem minach mesechas Beitza v'le'sisna shem minan le'ba'oma hadem v'le'ba'oma da'aseh. Hadron alach mesechas Beitza v'hadron chalon. Daitan alach mesechas Beitza v'daita chalon. Le'nisna shem minach mesechas Beitza v'le'sisna shem minan le'ba'oma hadem v'le'ba'oma da'aseh. Yiratzim ufanecha Adonai Eloheinu v'le'usinu shetei sarascha umana senu b'olam hazeh usehei imanu l'olam haba. Chanina bar Papa, Rami bar Papa, Nachman bar Papa, Achoy bar Papa, Avamari bar Papa, Rafram bar Papa, Rochesh bar Papa, Surcha bar Papa, Ado bar Papa, Doro bar Papa. Ha'arev na Adonai Eloheinu s'irei sarascha b'finu v'fifiyos amcha beis Yisrael v'niyach chulanu anachnu v'tzatzayinu v'tzatzay amcha beis Yisrael kolanu yodei shemecha v'loim dei sarasacha. May oivaytecha kameni mitzvaysecha ki la'olam hili. Hili v'yisamim b'chukecha l'man lo yevoish la'olam lo yeshkach b'kudecha kivam chiyisani. Baruch ato Adonai lamdeni chukecha amen 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 sel va'ed. Moidim anachnu fanecha Adonai Eloheinu v'le'usinu shesamta chalkenu miyoshvei beis hamedrash v'leisamta chalkenu miyoshvei kronos shanu mashkim v'him mashkimim anu mashkimim l'divrei sar v'him mashkimim d'var metelim anu ma'amilim v'him ma'amilim anu ma'amilim m'kam sachar v'him ma'amilim v'him m'kam sachar anu ratzim v'him ratzim anu ratzim l'chayu elam haba v'him ratzim l'vershacha shenemar ya'atol lahim toridim l'vershachas anshe dom mirma la'yachzu yimei ani yaftach bach yiratzim ufanecha Adonai Elohai Kashem she'azartani l'sayim mesachas Beitza Kein ta'azreinu lahaschal mesachtos esfar machirim l'saimam l'moidu l'lami l'sham l'assis l'kaimas kol divrei sam tarasecha b'yahava l'zchus kol hatanoim v'amaram v'salmidei chachamim ya'amid lanu l'zarenu sh'loisam shatar mepinu p'zarenu v'zarenu ado ilam v'siskayim banu b'salacha tancha isach b'shachwa tishmar alecha v'achitzoy sehis sichacha kivi yirbu yimacha v'yisibulcha shnois chayim oirachem b'yimina b'smail oishe b'chavod Adonai yoz amo yitain Adonai varech samay v'ashalom.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.